What's up, YouTube? Angry Jackalope Rob Ricks. I'm back. Yes, it's Saturday. I look like shit. I feel like shit because I have had one of those fucking days. Backwoods Jackalope. First in, prize second. You guys are fucking Johnny on the spot. You motherfucker. Oh, we got the woof. Whoa, up in this motherfucker, too. Holy shit. Oh, you guys make it all worthwhile. Bronx in the motherfucking his house. Woo, guys, I tell you. You know, when you get old, learning new shit gets kind of hard. It gets kind of hard, I gotta tell you. So, we got the basement rocking and rolling. What's up? What the fuck? Why do I see creator? Is that my boy? That's my boy. That's my boy coming in as creator. It's a lope thing, baby. So, you might be wondering why I'm a little out of breath and a little discombobulated. It's because my ass just finished running. Well, I ran Ethernet down in the basement for the kids' rooms 2 months ago. But I just finished punching it down. And I gotta say, I'm a little pissed off because how do I summarize this? There's two standards. There's an A standard and a B standard. And 90% of the time, motherfuckers rock the B standard. The motherfuckers that wired this bitch right here did it in the A standard. What's up, Steve? And I gotta say, that shit was frustrating as hell because if you've got A throughout the entire house and you're setting up new drops and they're in B, that shit don't work. B don't work with A. It's got to match up. B to B or A to A. This is the way it is. And so I was like, I got hella scared because, you running cable through the roof, running around over vents and nails and shit, and it's very likely when you're running that length of cable that you nick a cable, and then you're like, oh, it's all fucking bad. So my first thought was, oh, it's all fucking bad. But then when I saw the same results on my my RJ tester, it was showing me the same sets of numbers bouncing around. I was like, oh, this shit's just all fucking backwards. So instead of me rewiring some stuff, I found a workaround that actually worked. So I've got my eldest daughter's Ethernet's rocking and rolling. My son's Ethernet is rocking and rolling, and my middle daughter Momo, hers is not yet. I'm gonna have to get another component. I ran out of pieces to do it the way that I'm doing it right now. But she goes off of Wi-Fi anyway, so even if that takes me a little while, it's no big deal. But I gotta tell you, man, I gotta tell you, this shit gouged me up. My thumb is fucking slit open, my fucking finger is slit open. Who knew that networking would be so fucking painful? You know what I'm saying? And so that actually made me fall really behind. Plus, running around, drop my daughter off. She's got this thing. She's a president of this club, and so she's trying to get some shit done. And she's like, Dad, can you drop me off over at such and such's house? I said, fucking fine. But I said, hey, I got this fucking stream going down. If you're not back home by the time the stream is rocking and rolling, you're fucking on your own. And so she called me right when I was losing my fucking mind downstairs with the networking shit. So anyway, we're going to have to wing it, which is no new fucking thing because lately that's what I've been doing. I've been shooting from the hip. I've been shooting from the motherfucking hip. But you know what? Fuck it. It is what it is. I'm here. You're here. Let's have a fucking good time. Let's go. All right. You know what I'm saying? This week has just been filled with snafus. And for you motherfuckers who are not acclimated or aware of what snafu means, it's SNAFU, which stands for situation normal, all fucked up. So I was filled this whole week with an endless barrage of fucking snafus. Snafus. From the blinds to the plumber shows up earlier today. He's supposed to be here at like 10 o'clock. I get a call from my contractor. He's going to be there 1:30. He gets a text. He's going to be there at 2 o'clock. He rolls up at 2 o'clock. We go downstairs. He's down there doing his shit. I'm doing my shit. And he says, hey, do you got these pieces missing out of the tub? And I'm like, no, I don't touch nothing over in that area. That's all contractor domain. That's not my shit. And so he's like, fuck. All right, well, I got the toilet working, sink working. I got half the tub set up here, but I'm missing this here, and this thing has to be torched on, and blah, 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 blah. There was a point when he was talking to me, I guess my eyes glazed over, and it was like an episode of fucking Peanuts where I didn't understand what the fuck he was telling me. I was just kind of giving him a look like this. So what does that mean? And he's like, well, I'll be back Tuesday night. I'm like, that's fine, but, you know, I'm supposed to have this shit done and inspected tomorrow. Monday I'm supposed to call for an inspection, and the very next day, Tuesday, they come. So whenever you set the shit up, they come from there. You know, they go the very next day. Yeah, I know, right? The shit I do for my kids. Creator, the things I do for my kids. I kid you not. You know, it's like, holy fuck. So, anyway, I tell him, well, you're not supposed to get this shit done Monday, Tuesday, and then Tuesday I'm supposed to pay all you motherfuckers. So he's all, oh, well, I'll come back tomorrow night. I'm like, sounds good. Sounds like a plan. Let's stick to the fucking plan, right? Holy shit. Let's see, what else? I had a big, my backyard's fucking overgrown, crazy as shit. It's like fucking Plants vs. Zombie out there. There's these fucking big, monstrous, and every fucking plant in weed back there has deadly thorns on it. I shit you not. They are fucking thorny little bastards. What's up, Garen? So, but I'm like, you know what? I wants my shit to be legit, okay? That's right, see? My boy ripped his fucking foot on some fucking things out there. And it's not in my yard. The dog went running, and he chased after the dog because another dog was fucking with my dog, and he ran into no man's land out there because I'm like one of the few here that's even bothering trying to get the shit out because, you know, I don't really blame them, but I'm a side lot. So as you drive up, you see all my shit. So anyway, long story short, I got a green trash can out there for, you know, stuff. And you're 4 foot. I know. I know I shouldn't laugh at my son, but, you know, sometimes when we get hurt, we laugh at each other. That's just what we do. But I have this green trash can that we're supposed to put all the clippings and shit like that. And so I was like, okay, it's empty. Let's fill this bitch up. So I went first and I cut down all the fucking big, gigantic sunflower-like plants that was like shooting at me and shit. I tell you, it's like Plants vs. Zombie. I'm like dodging them and shit, and I come up and it was so big, I couldn't weed whack it. I couldn't use the weed extractor. I had to use one of those limb choppers. You know, one of the ones when you have big branches and you just have this thing, it looks like a lock cutter, right? So I was up there, and it's like, like Tim Burr for a fucthe plant. You know what I mean? Motherfucker falls down. And that's also thorny. It's a thorny motherfucking dangerous world in the rocky outbacks of fucking Utah desert. So I figured, oh, I'll have enough room in the trash for all this shit. Then I got my daughter. We went out to the main backyard, and there's been some shit that's been like this. Well, Tinchy, the problem with Reaver Cleaver on trying to take these things out, you got to swing low, and the backyard is full of boulders. And one thing that blades do not like are motherfucking boulders. And I know this out of experience because I've taken the Infrarex Punisher and hammered and bashed through rocks and shit and dug with it, and it's torturous environments. This shit is fucking stupid. Plus, if I walked out there with the fucking handy dandy Reaver Cleaver, motherfuckers would have fucking tripped. They would have tripped hard. And then the cops would have came out, and it would have been tasered to the fucking Stone Age or worse. So yeah, no Reaver Cleaver. Went with the fucking gardening tools. You know what I'm saying? I know everything's out here is dangerous. My son is witness. He's right fucking there, creator. Look at that. Rocks are everywhere out there. He knows it. He knows it because he's out there with me doing this shit. And I'm worried when we're out there because I'm scared something's going to attack my son and he'll be too far away and I can't get it. It's going to be one of them ass grabbers and shit from trimmers and stuff, ass blasters. So anyway, so I was doing that. I picked up a fucking lawnmower thinking, hey, you know what, Rob? Let's do the environmental sound thing. Let's not get the one with the gas because a lot of times I'll get the big gas things and I'll fill it up and then the gas goes bad in the chupacabra, goes bad in the motherfucking garage and shit. And you don't want to have a gas canister in the garage, especially when the shit hits 115 and, you know, something sparks and your whole fucking house blows up and shit. So I thought, let's get one of these electric mowers. It says it can mow for 45 fucking minutes per charge. I'm like, okay, now, you know what? That sounds like a legit thing. And the other problem is I got a fucked up back. So I didn't want to bend down and because, you know, that gets frustrating too, right? So then I get it. I charge it. Now, remember, I said I got a corner lot. And not just a corner lot. Not just the corner lot. I also have past the sidewalk. So you've got grass, sidewalk, and more grass. And I thought the city was going to do the outer limit area. No. That's my shit, my responsibility. So, long story short, I motherfucking mowed the first half of it, and then it said, fuck. Okay. So then I took it, put it back in the garage, charged it. The next day, because it takes 4+ hours to charge that bitch. The next day, I go and I finish the other half. But I still had a little strip. And I'm like, fuck. 3 fucking charges to mow my front fucking yard. That's not even backyard. That's just front and sides. I was like, God damn it. That's what I'm saying. That just touches, just scrapes the fucking edge. Just scrapes the fucking edge. It's like, what the fuck? I haven't had a single thing go right. Yeah, all fucking week. So the other thing is, yeah, I'll show you a fucking monster thing. Look at this. Look at this. Watch this. Okay. So over here, you see all these hard drives right over there. Those are all hard drives. And then over there is a gutted machine. Why is there a gutted machine and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 fucking hard drives sitting here? Well, buddy of mine, his mom is running a campaign. So I helped her get elected in 2014. So then she's up for re-election. Well, actually, she got elected, then she got re-elected, so she's trying to get re-elected again. The last time I touched her files was in 2014. So homeboy hits me up and says, hey, Rob, do you have those files? I just need to change some dates on it. And I'm like, that was 2014, bro. That's fucking 4 years ago. He's like, can you look? And I'm like, fine. So I look on this machine, boop, boop, right here, okay? It had 2016 to 2018 files. I looked over on this machine. It only had 2018 files. It made sense. Brand fucking new. I go, oh, fuck. So the gutted machine you see there is the machine my son was using. And it died. Hard drive straight fucking died. And part of why it died, this is why we can't have nice things. Part of why it died, is this the fucking drive? No, this is a different drive. There's a drive. Oh, so there's actually 8 drives. 8 motherfucking drives. The hard drive that was the primary master drive for that machine had Coke stains. Like Coke dribbled all down it and was all sticky and nasty. And I was like, son of a bitch. So I was like, well, that's why that machine don't boot up, because the hard drive's toast. So I'm like, fuck. And I remembered, since my son was on that machine, I had backed up all the files on one of the other drives. There was two terabyte drives sitting on the inside of that machine. So there's 4 terabytes in there. So I was like, okay. So I pull them out, and I've got these little external readers. I could take a naked drive, plop it in there, and then, shit, I don't know. I don't know who the fuck did that. I'm really upset about it, though. Really upset about it. But it's all right. Doesn't matter. So it's either here or there. Point is, one of the drives on there had the file he was looking for. So I found the fucking file, got it over to his ass. Shit, it wasn't me, man. I don't fucking spray Coke all up in my fucking shit. I respect my gear. I respect the fuck out of my gear. Unless it was something that happened when I was drunk or something, but I don't believe that's the case. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It's just telling you what's going on here. So, I've been extracting files from this shit. You thought it was water cooling? Yeah, well, it's Coca-Cola is nourishing. You poured it in this machine to cool it down. So I'm like, fuck it. So I've been grabbing files from these hard drives, and I have an 8 terabyte drive, and I've been dumping, kind of consolidating everything to that drive. Let me tell you, when you get into the terabytes and you're backing shit up, it ain't no hour-long thing. It's a day thing, like one day, you know? Hey, what's up, Stalker Wolf? No, I'm not late. No, you're not late. You're fucking fine, man. Let's see. So, what's fucking funny is, let's see. I started backing up files yesterday, right? Just one set of files. And, let's see. Let me go over here to this PC. That's Seagate drive, properties. And we are at, as soon as it spins up here, not even 1 fucking terabyte, 800 gigs. And that 800 gigs took, I shit you not, 24 hours. So it's going to take me 3 days to extract all the files from these different drives here to that master drive. And then the scary fucking thing is, I'm going to have to grab another 8 terabyte drive to back up the primary 8 terabyte drive. It's fucking ridiculous. It's fucking crazy, I tell you. And a lot of it is like raw video sources from early Angry Jackalope stuff, a bunch of footage from stuff that I never got around to actually making a video for. You know, just a bunch of stuff that I don't want to lose. So once I'm done stripping this this drive here, I'm going to format it, slap it back in that machine, and I'm going to turn that machine into like a Kali Linux box for my son to fuck with. What's that? Rob, you should have an email. Yeah, I got it. I did. Yep, I already replied to him. I did. Yeah, you know, Garen, you can't, it won't work. It won't work because the syrup in the soda will fuck it up. But you could color code it, and you could probably put some stuff in it that makes it look like there's bubbles or something. I would like to fucking, well, maybe that would be a bad idea. I was about to jokingly say I'd like to have a machine with Jameson in it, but I'm like, alcohol. Machines get pretty goddamn hot inside. It might blow up. That would be a bad thing. I think whatever liquid you put in that bitch has to be heat resistant, because it's a bad situation in the machines. The machines get really fucking hot. It's ridiculous how hot they get, you know. And, speaking about other snafus and heat, when we were driving back from Vegas, it was 112. And then we're driving, and suddenly the car says, what was it? AT heat alert, and it flashed. And then had to pull the manual out, and we had to pull to the side of the road. Actually, it was a rest stop. We found a rest stop, which was really fortunate for us because we were going through some kind of no man lands area. And then, man, oh my hell, I reached in the hood to open that bitch. Whoa! I'm surprised I still got fucking fingers, man. It was hot as hell. Let's see. And the Jackalope will drink the cooling system. Nah, he's not a big soda motherfucker. He's not a crackhead like me. I'm more soda. Speaking of, what the doctor fucking ordered. So anyway, I got a lot of stuff done downstairs. I'm gonna do a little bit more. And then on the 6th, the carpeting shows up. The kids will have their rooms at that point. We'll start getting their beds and stuff down there. I'll help my boy set up his table. Once he gets his table and stuff set up, he'll get his gear on there, and then he'll be situated pretty. So, yeah, I don't know. I think WD-40 is bad. Is bad. That's right. Drink that goddamn vitamin water. By the way, son, I looked in them drawers. There's a lot of empty vitamin water bottles in there. I expect to have them thrown away, please. Thought I wouldn't find that shit. I see all. I know all. For the most part. Well, fine. Drink your fucking mead. So anyway, it's not all soda. I mean, shit, I've been drinking water off and on during the day. Ooh, drink the mead, eh? Fucking, I'll call you Thor and shit. Mead, give me fucking mead. Yeah, I know. Well, you're gonna have room. You're gonna get a whole extra 1 foot by 1 foot. You're gaining an extra foot on all sides. So your room should be able to fit all of that stuff and more. So you should be pretty good. And your desk is going to be different than that big honking one that's in there right now. Yes, Tinch, I know you love yourself some mead. Mead is what's for drinking. Yeah, it actually came out right. I was going to stumble through that. It almost said it's what's for breakfast, but it says what's for drinking. Hey, brain. So, I'm going to, is a Pixel book better than a Chromebook? My initial answer is yes. But they're both, they're both kind of low consumer grade computers. And it really boils down to what you think. My son seems to think a Chromebook is a bit better. I could defer to that. He's probably done a little bit of research on different things like that. I was going to go with the, but sometimes the specs don't necessarily give you what you want. For example, if you're playing with Microsoft Surface and you looked at specs on some of that stuff, it looks respectable, but then they had their operating system on there, which was really fucked, and you couldn't really do what you wanted to do with it. So sometimes the specs is misleading. You have to look at the overall experience from the operating system to how the hard drives are configured, for example, because now they've got these hybrid drives. Like this Surface Studio right here that I've got has a hybrid drive. So it's got a little bit of a flash drive, a solid state drive mixed with a traditional drive, and the way that they did it is really fucking retarded. It really doesn't help. It doesn't help at all. Just get an RTX 2080 and a laptop. Yeah, right. They have some laptops that can run shit like that, but they're like this wide, and they have 2 bricks on them, 2 power bricks, because you have to have those extra bricks to power up the fucking the GPU. Um, oh my god, changing timing belt on the Honda. Yeah, that's something that I don't have a lot of experience with. Like I knee deep inside of computers all day, every day. My brother though, he's the car guy. He's the fucking gearhead. He's hardcore. And so a lot of times we compliment each other. Like he'll come up and he's frustrated with a fucking computer and shit, and I'm just like, "Yeah, man, here, give it to me." And I fix it, and then I'm like, "Hey, my fucking car," and he's all, "Yeah, let me fix it." So that actually works out pretty well. You know what I mean? So I was gonna one of the things I was trying to do was I was trying to get a video shot. I was gonna shoot some videos today, so I have camera gear out and everything else, and I was set to shoot some stuff, and I just didn't get it. Just didn't get it. I really wanted to, but fuck, today just got away from me. I did some yard work in the back, ran my daughter around. I did some stuff downstairs. I was working on these computers here. And then I had a couple people call me up asking questions for some stuff, and I helped them out. And I was just like, fuck. I was like, fuck. I need one to play RuneScape on. I don't know the system requirements for RuneScape. I think that's an older game, isn't it? RuneScape? Here. Shit, we can actually find that shit out right fucking now, eh? All I have to do is go like this. Bam! The power of the internet. I can go like this. Let's get this shit so we're all... There we go. So, RuneScape specs. Alright, so 512 RAM, 1 gigahertz CPU. Yeah, it's actually pretty low end. That's really, really, really easy. 2 gigs RAM. You still have technical lag issue result in performance of your computer. No, okay. Alright, so we can go Pixel Book versus Chromebook. Let's see what motherfuckers say about the specs, shall we? Let's see. Chromebook, Google Pixelbook. Alright, blah 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 blah. Yeah, see, this is right there already. Pixelbook is already eking out on the RAM. Both of them got shit graphics, although this is a little higher end shit graphics. Storage up to 512 gigs, solid state drive, 32 gig. Yep, that's what I was saying. But this might be a defining factor right here is the price point. Price point for a Pixelbook is about a G versus Chromebook's entry at 550. So you get a lot more with the Pixelbook though. I'm just saying. Other than that, they're roughly, yeah, because even this shit right here, it's a fucking this i7 is gonna run laps around this shit. Yeah. Wow, the resolution's actually kind of respectable on that shit for those. That's kind of funny. Yeah, but if you look at yeah, you're right, son. They're not for like hardcore gaming. But when you're looking at this requirements for RuneScape, for example, either one of those will handle it. You know what I'm saying? So I like to do this real quick. I don't like to just kind of go off of memory because sometimes my memory is kind of shitty. You know what I mean? I'll be like, yeah, I think it's this, this, and this. And then I'm like, oh, wait a minute. No, that's not right. That's not fucking right. That's my bad. So if RuneScape is what you're looking at, there you go. You can get that. Yeah. Most are for porn. You can pretty much get away with any machine these days. Really. Well, again, son. So now the question for Garen is, why the portable laptop as opposed to a dedicated desktop? Is it something you just want to take and move around with? Or, because my son brings up a good point, you're going to get a whole lot more bang for your buck for $400 for a gaming PC that you can pick up on the lower end, and it will handle not only RuneScape, but it will handle some of the other games that you might want to mess around with at some point. And then you don't have to consider upgrades and things of that nature as time goes on. So again, it's just like, it's funny because a lot of these discussions are so interrelatable to things like knives, guns, computer gear, cars, trucks. Any question that you start off with should be, what's the purpose? What are you doing with it? Because I get asked all the time, what knife? What's the best knife? And I'm like, fuck, there is no best knife. A knife is so subjective and based off of your preferences. Is not even fucking funny. What somebody thinks is hot as fuck, another person's gonna look at and go, ugh, yuck. That's the same thing with like a chick. Hey, what do you want for the chick? She has to be strong. She has to be able to carry a log, make a boat for me, and then paddle me to town so I can drink. You know what I mean? I don't know. Anyway, I'm just saying. Exactly. What's the best knives? Like asking what's the best booze. A lot of it's subjective. Now you can get a little bit specific on certain things. For example, you can generalize. So somebody says, well, I'm clearing jungle. I'm trying to get through a lot of bush, and that's what she said. And get from point A to point B with something that's going to get me there, and not fatigue the shit out of me. Then you're like, oh, well, then the next question that we went right here. What's the budget? Oh, I don't want to spend more than $20. Okay, get yourself a fucking machete. One of the cheap fucking machetes. You're going to have to keep sharpening it, but that'll get you what you need, get you where you're going, et cetera, et cetera. Somebody says, well, I know I'm going to be doing combat. I need kind of a multifunction blade. I need something really durable, super strong. I would tell other people, grab a SXB. SXB is a big hulking blade, can handle a myriad of tasks. It's geared for combat. It does really, really well. For me personally, I'd probably rock the M4X Punisher just because I'm a lot more comfortable with it and I don't get as fatigued with it as I do with the SXB. So that's the stuff like that. Hey, Rob, what's the best thing getting through bush? Ron Jeremy. See you backwoods. See, Tom. Hey, what's up? What's up, Tom? See, Topps SXB just arrived at my doorstep today. Say something. Some say it's the best survival combat. Yeah, I agree with that. Wolf. SXB is an amazing fucking blade. It beat my M4X Punisher, which makes me sad, in a head-to-head combat. Get down. And I faced them off twice. I put them against each other twice. And the SXB is just a fucking monster. It is a beast. And it as far as general combat use goes, holy shit. It has it where it's at. Especially if you don't really know what kind of engagement you're getting into. If it's something I know, then I might even lean towards like a Kuma Takri 3.5. And the reason for that is got a big belly. It's super lightweight, really nimble in the hands, and I don't get too tired with it. You know what I'm saying? That's interesting. Wolf, do you see the M4X Punishers being related to the M18? M18. You know what? Let's look that up because I'm not sure what an M18 is. M18 knife. Let's see. Did I do it wrong? Oh, that blade right there. No. This is gonna be a more monster chopper than the M4X Punisher. M4X Punisher does not have that kind of leverage right there. This belly and the weight that this tip right here is going to present with the way that geometry is going to be fucking ridiculous. It's going to be ridiculous because that's just gnarly. That's fucking... I've seen that blade in action. Yeah, this guy right here. I've seen this. I haven't got one. I haven't been able to play with one of these. But yeah, this is a bad bitch right here. And it would work pretty well, I think. Oh, here we go, knife porn. Yes, baby, yes. Taupe Recon by Bark River, very nice. 7.5 field knife. No, actually, I haven't. Oh, well, that's okay. Well, there you go. If EJ said that his SXB was inspired from the M18, that makes a lot of sense. This is actually a blade I've been eyeing for a while. I just never pulled the trigger on it. Let's see what that Bark River. I know Bark River Recon. Let's see. Oh, that's the one that Chris has been showing lately, huh? This one, huh? These. Let's see, is this the one? Yep, that's the one. Yeah, that's a bad bitch. That's a bad bitch. I was looking at that one too. I was like, I just don't, yeah, I really do like it. The aesthetics of it, the angles. Yeah, I like this a lot. I do. I really, really do. And it kind of reminds me of an M4X Punisher, just a lot straighter. If you took off all of the back on the M4X Punisher and you did like this tip specifically right through here, just reminds me of it. I would have liked a more pronounced finger trail right here, but whatever. But other than that, it's a good looking blade, and I think just looking at it, I think it's pretty functional. It's a pretty functional little baby right there. Woo. And you get a lot of these customization that you could do too, coming out of Bark River. There's a lot of options available for it. But yeah, that's pretty nice. It's pretty nice. Yeah, I like that though. I like that harpoon style. I like it. Yeah, I know. The prices on some of this stuff is the upper regions. Let's see. I think they were like what, 3 something? They're like 3 something? Oh no. Yeah, about 3 something. Yeah. After you get tax and everything else added in there, it's about 3 something. Let's see. Waterproof sheath. Let's see. Any other options? Any other options? Oh, so here's the other ones. Yeah, see, 3 something. So a lot of it depends on handle material, things of that nature. Let's see, 329. That's reserved. See what a higher end one. I wanted to see this one right here. Fuck it. I don't really necessarily care for leather sheaths. It's just kind of personal thing. I actually like Kydex. It's kind of funny. I don't mind like the hybrids where you have some leather wrapping around some of the Kydex, but this one right here actually looks pretty interesting because it looks like I used to get some of my leather from, oh my god, what is his name? Hedgehog Leatherworks, and he had done a leather sheath for my old Tom Brown tracker, and I need to get another Tom Brown tracker. I actually missed those. I missed that blade. That was my very, 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 very first Tops blade ever was a Tom Brown tracker. And that was probably, holy hell, 13 years ago? Yeah, about 13. No, not 13. 12 years ago. Probably about 12 years ago. And it was a good blade. K-bar. I've never actually had the traditional K-bar. I know it's crazy, right? I probably should get one. Yep. SE. Yeah. See, hedgehogs. I like the sheaths that hedgehog makes. There's a lot of thought. There's like the little bungee when you flip the thumb lock on it, and it has a bungee that pulls it away from the blade, so you don't pull it out. TJR Tracker 3. Tom Brown Tracker looks totally neat, even though Snyder's SXB looks a lot like it. Oh, they're completely different. They are completely different. Um, I've used both of them, and I did. I actually carved a tiki with the Tom Brown Tracker back in the day, and it took me fucking forever to get my big cuts and stuff like that. With the SXB, shit, it would have made short work of that easily, easily. There's some shared kind of genealogy from the aesthetics point of view, but functionality wise, totally different animals, totally different. Let's see here. TRJ Tracker 3. I don't know that one. I'm going to. Oh, what is that? Dress, grammar, or knife. Oh, look at that too. Hang on. Let's do this. Let's do this. I'm going to go here. Let's go images. Oh, I think you meant Tom Brown Jr., huh? The tops. Oops. Fucking hell, what is this? The small one, right? I have seen a smaller one. I've held it. I haven't done anything with it. The smaller one, right? Let's see. This one, the mini Tom Brown Tracker. Yeah. Yeah, I've seen them at the trade shows a few times, and they've had them all sitting there. I'm just kind of holding out and waiting for the 20th anniversary edition tracker, and when that comes out, I'll probably grab one of those. And then, of course, next year they're gonna do the mini SXB, you know, and that should be pretty interesting, you know. Can you really do fine work? The SXB are just way too big for that. It's way too big for fine work. I mean, you can really choke up on it, and you could really choke up on it and do some basic work with it, but it's really big, and I think that's why Topps is doing the mini SXB. I forget what they're calling it. They're actually have a small version that they announced. I'm trying to see if I could find a picture of it for you real quick. It's just like a miniaturized version of the SXB, and it's kind of a companion knife for it. And that will do a lot more of the delicate work. So I would imagine you could probably set yourself up with a piggyback rig, have your main SXB for boom, 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 and then have the smaller one ride shotgun for when you're doing more fine work. Oh, yeah, yeah. Let's see. I know Topps Knives, SXB Mini. I forget what they call it. There's a name that they gave it. I wonder if it's on. Oh, I bet you know where I can find it. I bet you I can find it on Facebook. I'll look here on Facebook because I think that might have been where I saw it. Look at that. Facebook is lagging. Facebook is dying. Look at its fucking. I can take a sip while I'm waiting for this shit. Motherfucking hell. But you know, like even with my Inforex Punisher, I have a Topps cat, the Tonto cat. That's my second blade to my Inforex Punisher, because even the Inforex Punisher, there's just certain things that knife just can't do. You know, it's just too big. It's just too big to do certain things. But having a secondary piggyback blade always works well. And the age-old adage too. You know, you need at least 3 blades. You should always have, if you're doing anything where your life's on the line. I don't care if it's camping, backpacking, whatever. You should always have redundancy, and that's just. You heard me earlier talking about picking up another 8 terabyte drive. Reason being is I have had so many things fail. A lot of times fail in tandem with other things. Like one time I had 2 of my backup drives fail at the same fucking time. I'm like, what are the fucking odds of that? You know what I mean? And it was only shit luck that I had just migrated a whole copy of those drives, one of those drives, to a computer that I had just picked up, because I was like, I don't want to go and hunt through the external drives. I'll just have it local, Yeah, but see, here's the problem with the one tool. Shit breaks. It always does. And you can imagine in duress, really hunkering down and, handling business, you're going to push some shit harder than it's ever been pushed before. And if having all your faith in a single tool, it's just, in my opinion, it's not wise. And it's also not wise to force a tool to do something that it's not really built or designed for. Trying to chop a tree down with a fucking sword is a perfect example. That's right. That's right. That is exactly right. And could you imagine how horrible that feeling is? You have something you're staking your life on, and then it breaks, and you're like, "Oh fuck." That is one of the worst experiences you could probably ever have happen to you. When I was at Front Sight and we were doing rifle training, I had a moment where I was doing an action reload, and all my magazines were packed all the way up. There was no play on, had all the rounds in there, and it was like pop, 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 and then it said action reload. Popped that, magazine fell out, grabbed another magazine, slapped it in, kept going, pop, and then all of a sudden my magazine fell out, and I was like, that was a horrible experience. Another time I was practicing, and I thought I had enough ammo, and went click. And another time I was sitting there shooting, and I had a brand new magazine I put in, and it went click. I don't have that many misfires, but I've had 3 misfires in my entire life. And I tell you, those, oof, that click is horrible. Let's see, I carry a big machete like knife belt and a pocket knife when I'm out. Yep. That's right, Wolf. That did prompt him to create the SXB. Attention, I'm sure zombie tools, sword could chop a tree down. They are overbuilt, but at the same time, you abuse it, you're shortening its life cycle. So they've got that famous video where they just beat the shit out of a Deuce 1, and they just went fucking gonzo. And finally, they hit a cement block, and that broke the blade, But you sit and you fuck around chopping trees down with a fucking sword. There are so many things that can go wrong and sideways with that concept. Obviously, if it's a small sapling or whatever, yeah, by all means, chop that motherfucker like a tatami mat or whatever, Pocket sog, tomcat on my belt, K-bar if I'm going in the bush. Yeah. Anyone ever JSBR hands on a Tom Johanning outrage knife? Ooh, no. I've never had a hands-on with a Tom Johanning outrage knife. That actually, just the name outrage knife Sounds interesting. I'm going to look at it. Let's see. Let's see. Is that it right there? I think that's it. Oh, that's interesting. That kind of reminds me of, what is it, AK-47? I think I've seen like a, is it Cold Steel that has a blade that's similar to this? I like the Tonto point. I don't like the aesthetics of it, but I do like the handguard and the pommel here. But I don't like the super rigid straightness of it. But I get it. I can see how it could work. Ooh, that's interesting shit too. Yeah, I think this is the one you're talking about right here. Let's see, because it says outrage. Let's see. Yeah. Okay, let's see here. Right, Gary Wines, Bushcraft, and a Cold Steel Finwolf. So said the RJ Shrike. Oh yeah, the RJ Shrike. I've actually tested one of those, a Shrike. I don't know if I actually put that video out though. That's the funny thing. I don't know if I did. Yeah, I tested this guy though. I think I did a Tomahawk Throwdown RMJ. Yeah, RMJ is the one I'm talking about. Yep. Diamond deck plating, huh? I don't get the 3 holes, wouldn't that weaken the blade? 3 holes, which one? Oh, this right here? A lot of times you'll see 3 holes. You'll see holes and stuff like this that will give you extra lashing points. It'll give you lashing points. You get weight reduction. And if you stop and think about the placement of this, it probably wouldn't weaken the blade too much because you figure a lot of the force, for a Tonto is going to come this way, right? So that shouldn't present a problem to this. And then if you're slashing, this is the area that's coming in contact right here. It might put a little bit of pressure on here, but I don't think it's going to be enough that this is going to cause problems. I don't think it would. I think you're actually fine with it. But it looks like it's not that way all the way around. See, this one has this. I think some of that is just for weight reduction. Let's see. Where are we at here? 2 hawks make great tomahawks. Not necessarily backwoods. Yes, it's kind of ugly. Well, again, this is one of those things where what's ugly for one might be completely amazing for another. Like, I actually like this part right here. Just from right here and here. Like, I like the blade itself. The blade itself, actually, I really like it. I don't really mind that too much. Where it gets a little funky for me, because part of it is just how thick it is these areas right through here. I would like to have seen, like, this curve come like this, and then it give it a little slight belly. Come in a little bit like that. And this just feels so straight. But, it might be really good in the hands. I don't know. Again, that's what she said. But yeah, I don't know. But I'm always happy when people show me new shit, because there's a lot of stuff that's out there, and I don't get a chance to see half of it. Yeah, it is. That is pretty small. I don't think that that's necessarily a choil though, the way that we would use it. Let's see. I think that's just yeah. I wonder if that's a balance point for it. I doubt it though, because this looks super heavy back here. I bet you the balance on this is probably right about there. Yeah, that is pretty tiny though. I know some makers make these small, and I can't remember the reasoning for it. Somebody told me a long time ago, and I fucking forgot. There you go, price, sharpening choil. It's, yeah, just probably something for you to rest it on and do your sharpening and whatnot. But, you know, that's a little bit above my expertise. I'm just a Hassan choppy motherfucker. Ooh, I do like shit like these, but these type of things, man, these end up going inside of a drawer or something because they're so pretty, you know. Not necessarily all of this back through here, all of this texturing. Like, I would have preferred that to been just solid, any of those colors. Go with the blue pens are fine, but this right here, I like the belly. I like the geometry of this, all of this right through here. That's pretty hot. I think it's pretty hot. That's what she said. So, anyway, again, apologies. I had some shit I was going to plan on talking about. I was going to do some conspiracy shit. I was going to talk about aliens and space and some other shit. I just couldn't get my shit together and couldn't get the stuff that I wanted to get done. So, instead, we just kind of hung out and bullshitted. And fucking the Robert Ricks one's going to be pretty much more of the same. So if you want to fucking follow me over to the crazy one, to the other one, you guys can come hang out over there too. Let me get that link for you real quick. So if you go to Robert R. Ricks.blogspot.com. The live link is always at the top, which is... Well, I'll take a look at that one too real quick. Hang on. Let's copy this link. This is where the other show is going to be at. If anybody wants to follow over, but I will take a look at this real quick. I do want to see this one. Let's see what this is. Oh, yeah. I like that one. I've seen that one before. Yep. Actually, I like that geometry very, very much. See how the handles have these little curves and stuff to it? So I can get different purchase on it. I can grab in different areas and get different leverage points. I like that. Yeah, BitChute. It had, I don't know. I liked it, but it just couldn't give me what I needed. So I had to fucking come back here. You know. Let's see. Lionel Nation went to the White House. CNN is talking shit because he believes in Q. Well, you know what? I mean, we could talk a little bit for half a second about Q. It's one of those things where there's some really fun, interesting stuff that Q represents, and you basically have two choices. You either can believe in Q or you don't have to believe in Q. It's one of those things. But I do find it interesting that the mainstream media is shitting kittens and trying to character assassinate anyone who talks about Q. So that fact alone suddenly makes Q very interesting to me. Very interesting. As soon as the mainstream media starts dogpiling, talking about conspiracy, oh, you guys are fucking crazy if you believe in Q, then they go, okay. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and end this one right here, and then we're going to jump over to this other machine and start doing Robert Ricks stuff there, talk some entertainment, talk some movies and some other shit like that, and see what other fun stuff we can find over there. All right, guys, that's it for now. If you like it, please subscribe. Tell your friends far and wide. Until next time, motherfuckers, please be good to yourself, good to each other. Go out, live life to the fullest, ride the bus till the wheels fall off. Go have some adventures, get some scars, find some love, all that stuff that makes life worthwhile living. And I will see you guys next week.